Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know this does not work. And special thank you to everybody out there who wished me a happy Father's Day, and to all the dads out there, happy Father's Day, and to the mothers that took on both roles, happy Father's Day to you as well. That probably sounded messed up, but you know what I meant. I feel really good today. I've got a lot on my mind. Tomorrow's already Monday. Tuesday is a big day for hopefully the beginning of getting the red brick house together. I've got actually a meeting with the zoning um, there where we're trying to get the zoning changed so we can turn it back into a residence as opposed to it having to be done as a commercial space. And it's important to me because it's not about making money as it is about saving a piece of the past. That house is originally a school that's 201 years old, and it's important for me to try and keep a piece of our history, and not mine. I mean, it's all of our histories, good and bad, and put that together. So I got that Tuesday night, and we'll get that's the first meeting. The second one will be in a month after that. But that will kind of get us the course of whether or not it's going to be doable. So that's really big for me. And then I've got this worry in my mind about the getting my knee worked on, and I know it's just a routine clean out. But I saw a pitcher or a baseball player who had Tommy John surgery who died from complications from it, like yesterday. And I'm just kind of like, every time you get under the knife, it's a risk. It may not be a big risk, but it's a risk. And already the doctors prescribed opioids for me. So it's like, okay, so you plan on me having a whole lot of pain. And I can't stand to take pain pills. So I got that on Wednesday. And I'm worried about how long it's going to take to recover, because I've got not just a tear, they call it a complex tear, which means it's a tear that goes in multiple directions. So they're going to probably have to grind the crap out of this meniscus, as well as trying to get some of the bone spurs out and everything else. So we'll see how that goes. So it's been kind of I've had a wave of emotions that have been going on through the weekend of things. And of course, being Father's Day and seeing all my kids and everything else, hear from all you great friends and fans and stuff out there. It's been a great day. Looking back, I was reading a piece in here because they're talking about the mega deals that will probably happen before the season goes. And as much as people, there's a lot of haters out there for Dak Prescott. There's a lot of guys out there that think that the Cowboys were stupid to pay Dak Prescott. He's $40 million a year. That's ridiculous, even though the way it's structured. It's 22 this year, 31 next year, and, another year after that is before it gets into the 40s, okay? And they have triggers in there where they can get money like a piggyback, okay? It's actually a very good deal for the team. When you think that the Eagles paid $32 million to tell Carson Wentz to get the F out of here, that doesn't sound quite as bad. And it's clearly $15 million less than what the franchise tag would have been for him this year. And in fact, it gave them money to be able to do some of the moves that they did in the offseason. Bringing in, Keith Urban and Keanu Neal, whoa, dude, and other guys. And what we're going to find out in the future, because we already know the salary cap's going to go from 183 this year to a ceiling of 209, and beyond, it's going to continue to grow. What we're going to find out, even when that number goes to 47, that it's still going to be an affordable price. Because here's where it's going to be interesting. You can look at Dak Prescott and say he's the second highest paid quarterback, highest guaranteed money in the history of football. In fact, this season alone, he will be, I think, the second highest paid or player, athlete in the world. That's just this year because of all the bonus money and things that he got. And in some regards, you could look at that and say, he played for peanuts all those other years you balance it out to what he really should have been making, it's really not that much. So Josh Allen is one of those guys that they look at and say will probably get paid this offseason. And they're looking at his deal being like a 4-year deal, about $164 million, which would be $41 million a year. Excuse me. Sorry about that. More than what Dak Prescott's actually getting this year. And for those who say, well, Dak hasn't proven anything, he's garbage time guy or whatever. He has to have people around him. I say, take a look at Josh Allen, and I'm not trying to trash Josh Allen at all. And, Josh Allen is a really good quarterback. But for those who say that Dak Prescott needs people around him, take a look at Josh Allen's numbers before he got Diggs there as a receiver. Quite frankly, Josh Allen has great numbers for last year, a down year for, of course, New England. But the other years, they weren't exactly that great. So when you look at that, you could kind of say, is he really the guy or not the guy? And I'm not disputing, I think he is the guy. Then they're talking about Lamar Jackson. And they're saying that Lamar Jackson could be another one that's in line to get paid this offseason as well. And they're looking at him getting a 4-year, about $168 million, which is now $42 million. See, here's the thing that's so funny about people who criticize and hate on the contracts, is what you fail to realize is that the number you have today is nothing next year, because the price always goes up. What we're going to look at 2 years, 3 years from now, we're going to see that $40 million a year contract to Dak Prescott, and it's going to be the old $30 million a year. Right now, you look at $30 million and say, damn, $30 million, can a brother get a contract for a quarterback at $30 million a year? No. But when $30 million first happened, when Russell Wilson got to 35, and then Big Ben got to 34, and Aaron Rodgers got to 34, and Carson Wentz, all of a sudden, the 20 became the 30. Now the 30 is now the 40. And soon, the 40 will be the 50. So the Cowboys were actually wise to finally get that done. There were so many of you out there, just tag his ass and then move on next year. Well, a lot of teams are finding out getting a quarterback isn't that easy. Right now, it looks like Andy Dalton, who they thought about possibly trying to trade, looks like he at the moment is entrenched to be the starting quarterback, even though they drafted a quarterback. Interesting. It's not so easy to get a quarterback. And what we're going to find out with all these quarterbacks that are drafted, at least half of them will be bust, if not more. Yeah, that's the reality of trying to find a quarterback these days in the NFL. Speaking of trying to find a quarterback these days in the NFL, it's funny because Philly 500, it's funny how he is always trying to come at me. I actually tried to do something nice to him, for him. I offered getting him an autographed shirt of Jalen Hurts. Instead of him saying, you know what, I'd really like that, he makes up this whole cockamamie bullshit. The reality is Philly 500 doesn't want to have anything to do with Jalen Hurts. Nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. He's still in love with Carson Wentz. He still believes Carson Wentz is the guy. Because I was like, I'll get Jalen Hurts' autograph for you. I'll send it out to you. And he takes it to this whole thing of Mark Holmes is trying to curse me. He's trying to put some voodoo and everything else. I'm not going to accept it. No, what it really is he can't stand Jalen Hurts. And he's trying to baffle you with some bullshit that I'm trying to put a hex on it, and that's why he won't accept it. Yeah. Phil, you've been found out. So, I'm going to go ahead and turn down the lights, and I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. Tomorrow's another day, hopefully. Lord, please let me have another day. And I'm going to finish it off. And you be the judge of Philly 500 and his whole wine and dine. Reality is, Philly 500 hates Jalen Hurts. I'll see you guys, hopefully, God willing, tomorrow. Enjoy the clip.
This division is wide open. And if Jalen Hurts is as good as I think he's going to be, the Eagles are going to win this division. And I cannot wait to watch the faces on the Giant fans, Mark Holmes and the Cowboys fans. Speaking of Mark Holmes, this guy does videos of me. I'm on vacation, and he's doing videos of me. And he calls me up the other day. He's like, hey, would you like Jalen Hurts' autograph? Like, yeah, sure, okay. He's like, oh, it's going to cost $125, but I'm going to send it to you. Now, look, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest. I'm not a big autograph guy. So it's very hard for me to want to pay somebody $125 for a signature. So if that's what it's really, they're really charging, I'm not interested. You know, maybe if it was like Reggie White from heaven comes down and wants to give me, then okay. But it's very hard for me to want people's autographs. I'm just not an autograph kind of guy. It doesn't do anything for me, okay? So he calls me up, and I realize Mark Holmes is trying to curse me. He kind of admitting this. He is calling me up, hey, do you want me to autograph? Then I'll send it to you. Do you want me to do this? I can send it to you. He wants to curse me. He is trying to use his chicken sacrificing voodoo satanic magic to try to basically, you know, get like a Jalen Hurts autograph, curse it and send it to me. Get me some Eagle thing, curse it and send it to me. This is what the guy wants to do. He wants to curse me. But the problem Mark Holmes has, listen, Mark, my God is stronger than your God. You know what I mean? So take out those little pins all over the little Philly 500 voodoo. He has a Philly 500 voodoo. Mark, I want you to show everybody what you showed him. Show them the Philly 500 voodoo doll that you have pins going all through. We know. Michael Anthony wears a fitness. He's sleeping day and night. He wakes up, he pushes another pin into the Philly 500 voodoo doll. But it's not working. But this guy's literally trying to send me like satanically charged material. Like, I don't want it. All right? So, Mark, you ain't going to win because I'm shielded, I'm protected, you know what I mean? Mark? But I'm coming for you, Mark. I'm coming for your meats. You know what I mean? But anyways, as I was saying, I have high hopes for Jalen Hurts. I really do. And I think he's